Welcome to our Pastor of the Month feature, and it is my pleasure to introduce Pastor Jered Day of Woodlawn Baptist Church, my pastor.
Hello, everybody. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here, and thank you for, letting me use you as my first interview for this Pastor of the Month podcast.
What a wonderful opportunity. Having said that, I wish I'd let somebody else go first. How about that?
Well, I appreciate you. And our Pastor of the Month is featured, or our Pastor of the Month is sponsored by Ultimate Mobile Detail. So this is
cool.
a gift certificate for you. They will come to you.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes, yeah.
That's actually a huge answer to prayer because the car that I drives down dirt roads. And so they may look at this and go, that's not enough.
All right.
That's awesome. Thank you for the present.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
Wonderful. Thanks,
So-
Ultimate Detail.
Yes, thank you, Ultimate Mobile Detail. So let's go ahead and get started. What about, you want to tell me a little bit or tell our listeners about your faith journey?
Sure. So I was raised Seventh-day Adventist, and for those who don't know what that's like, for me growing up, it was really strict. A lot of times what would happen is on Friday night to Saturday night, you shut everything down in your life or in your family. My mom was saved at a Billy Graham crusade, but my dad didn't know Jesus. Throughout those situations, I think there was a constant battle. Not only were they really unequally yoked, but then you add religiosity, is what I like to call it, all this legalism, and it never really worked. And so our family learned how to be pretty deceptive. We acted real good on a Friday night and a Saturday, and then Sunday through Friday, just right at sundown, they acted like crazy folks. And trust me, folks, if you're listening, my family knows all about this. So within that structure, though, we had several things that happened in our life that broke us as a family. My dad lost jobs. Mom struggled with not just mental, but emotional and physical, as well as spiritual health and such. And so throughout these occasions, we ended up leaving the church. And my mom went to this local Baptist church down the road, which, coming from Seventh Adventists, we thought they were like the worst people that have ever drawn breaths. Now, I know some of your listeners are probably Seventh Adventists going, we didn't feel that way, but I'm just telling you our situation. So she went to this thing on the Ten Commandments. And when I was growing up, the only commandments I ever really heard was the Sabbath day. There were actually 9 others, and so that was like a learning experience. And I got an opportunity to play sports at a local Christian school. Throughout that experience, trouble followed me, or at least it always knew where I was. I got saved when I was 16, turning 17, and I didn't really know what faith I was. So somebody explained what Christianity was, and I said, well, that sounds like me since I met Jesus.
Right.
And then I didn't really know what religion I was going to be, and I had several friends that invited me to their churches, but one in particular, there was this local Baptist church around the corner that had a youth minister that I really resonated with, and it was a wonderful guy, and poured into me. And we had these Sunday school teachers that were, one was like the straight, normal, like teaching type of guy. The other guy was a guy that bounced off the walls, and just they worked so well together. I couldn't help but start loving Jesus more and want to read and such. So I wanted to go to school because my mom wanted me to want to go to school, not because I wanted to. But it was in college that I found my calling. And from there, that was my faith journey. My dad ultimately accepted Jesus at a Promise Keepers crusade, if folks know what that is. He was in Washington, the Standing in the Gap one, and that was a fantastic moment because he came home. He was like, I'm quitting drinking, and I'm just going to live for Jesus. And I thought, I wonder if he knows what that is, you know. My mom, however, she's just so smart, and she just picked up right where her life was. My brother Rob got saved in prison, and I explained to people that if you're embarrassed about having gone there and done that, we usually tell people my brother spent 3 to 5 years on vacation, and that seems to ease some of the tension. But he is doing ministry now in the area of thrift and really helping his fellow man. My brother Greg got saved a few years back. Amazing Christian counselor led him to the Lord. And so I'm pretty excited to tell you that my faith journey is incredible, but seeing the fruit of all these decisions for my family has been amazing and such.
And he promises he'd work all things out, no matter where we start from. His promises, he's going to work those things out for our good.
Doesn't he? And in fact, that's my motto a lot of times when I explain to people, like at our church, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. I
Right.
believe that, don't get me wrong, we would all love to start wonderfully and end even better, but for me, I didn't start so well. And I found that through the years, I can concentrate on, I want to finish every project or every moment better than when I started.
It's a good outlook to have. You know, a goal to set. I
I
want to
think so.
finish better than I started.
It makes life a lot easier when I throw the burden on the Lord.
So tell us a little bit about Woodlawn Baptist and what led you there, or maybe what you see yourself, I wouldn't say doing. Like, what's your goals?
Yeah, so I came from the city of Tallahassee area, right outside of it, and the people are wonderful. I mean, don't get me wrong, the people are great. Interesting town, being
Almost
that
like
the
Pipe down, you FSU fans.
that's right. With the schools, and then you have the governor and the political side of all of that, and that's a unique thing for me. Although having grown up in the Atlanta area, I was young, and you don't really get attached to some of that the way that state government and all that. But going down to Woodlawn was a personal connection of someone. They needed some help and some assistance, and this church has been amazing. It has these great facilities, but as they explained, they're older, and having grown older, they wanted a vision of someone that could come in and wasn't afraid to make some changes. I had a situation where I followed a wonderfully godly pastor, and this guy was just so wonderful, it seems, and I've gotten to know him a little bit, but his health took a decline. They wanted not just to throw that legacy away at all, but rather to build on it. I'm not afraid of that. Don't get me wrong. I don't know what it would be like to take over after a Billy Graham, but LD was a hero amongst our community. And so taking over from that, we want to honor the Lord and honor what he did. But looking at that, we've really tried to make a lot of changes. But you have to do so slowly, or
Right.
you'll scare people to
Yes.
death. You
Yeah,
know?
absolutely.
So,
Been there.
yeah. So it's been amazing.
Right.
It's a unique community. I'm in Gator country, literally, physically. There is University of Florida up the road, and then you have gators in probably all these ponds and lakes
Yes.
and such.
Yeah.
So to be quite frank, I usually check my car before I walk to it.
Check it on
Yeah,
underneath.
exactly right. So when I go into my office at church and things, it's a unique feeling, honestly.
it is.
So, but I love it. It's a great facility.
And you haven't noticed any moccasins yet.
No, but
good.
that just scared me. So we're good on that. No, just kidding. I think we walk by faith and not by fear, right?
Right.
So that's where we're at.
All right. Well, Woodlawn, maybe not everybody knows where Woodlawn is. It's in Johnson,
It is.
Hawthorne, Florida address, Putnam County. So we're West Putnam County.
Okay. And
So-
since I've only been here like a month, I would tell everybody go that direction, whatever that direction is. And the good news is if you type it in on your GPS, you'll find it.
Yep.
And you'll see people there, and it's been really neat.
And we haven't been there that long. A few months, 6, 8 months,
Wow.
I think. It's got that welcoming, loving. As soon as you walk in, you're like, yeah, this feels pretty good, and the loving people.
I think so. It's a unique thing to me. And I usually tell people like this: if you want a church that knows your name and your family, we're it. But if you want a church that's big enough to offer all kinds of ministries, we're it. So we're not so large that we scare people, although God bless those churches. I love them because if they can take the fear out of people's lives, that's important. But we're not a church of 20, and there's nothing wrong with that, like a family church or something starting in a home. That is such a unique, wonderful blessing. And we're right in that middle arena to explain to people what being at Woodlawn is like. Picture a family atmosphere, except hopefully you don't carry all the family drama that comes with the holidays. So,
All right. Is there anything you'd like to tell our listeners, maybe those who are looking for a home church and maybe out in that area?
I think I'm different. And I don't know the area enough, but I want to get to know them. And so I usually explain to people I'm very relational in that context. Want to spend some time with people, get to know them and their stories. I love hearing where people began because I love dreaming about their finish. I've seen so many people over time who have such this rich story, and they spend, 30 plus minutes talking about their past. And although that is wonderful, what I'm really fascinated with is what God did, and then what has the hours been like since you met Jesus. And so maybe you're not looking for a church, but I invite anybody that wants to share their story with us. We do a lot of counseling there to help people. If people want somewhere they can talk without the judgment side of things, that it's real simple. We'll judge your fruit to help you where you go.
Yeah.
We don't judge you as a person because I'm not the judge, jury, or executioner. But we'll help encourage you. And so if you're looking for a church that you want somebody to get to know you, that's all of us. So that's the fun part.
Yeah. We felt very welcome, and we're very excited to have you as the pastor there and here. And I appreciate you letting me interview you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you.